Hi guys, welcome back to the world of tanks. Welcome to the channel. So today we are going to play with this Chinese heavy tank from tier 8 112. So what is the specialty of this tank? Armor. It's a heavy tank like no other. You can hide the lower plate of this tank and the two cupolas on top and you are in business. The penetration of this gun is only 190 or 195, I'm not sure, but it's low, quite low for a heavy tank from tier 8. If you're facing tier 6s or tier 7s, then it's fine, but if you're facing tier 8s and tier 9s, then you have a huge problem. Then you have to load gold. This does not have a pike nose, unlike the Alpine Tiger which has a pike nose. It can't bounce anything because its angle is such that one side becomes flat on the pike nose, but this thing has a flat side like the IS-6, so it can bounce a lot. It can take a lot of hammering. If you're having any bounce missions and you have this tank, then you can make the bouncing missions very easily with this. Just angle it properly, and if you're getting tier 7s in front of you, oh my god, it's going to be so tough for them to penetrate you. You're going to enjoy just bouncing shit all around. So now you see what I'm doing is I'm using gold. As I said, you have to use gold if you're facing tier 8s and tier 9s, and because it is heat is absorbed by the tracks. So if the gun doesn't hit where I am hitting, because it's a Chinese gun, the gun is not accurate, and so you have to aim a long time. So like side scraping takes a lot of skill because you cannot aim for a long time, right? So if you hit the armor between the tracks, through the tracks, not hitting the tracks and on the back, then it will go through that armor. But if it hits the tracks or the tires, then it's going to be absorbed because it is heat. A normal shell or a APCR round can go through the tracks and through the back of the arm. But again, APCR has a limitation of range, right? The penetration goes low when the target is at a far distance. But heat does not reduce the penetration. Now if you see, my engine is toast. I need to repair it, but I'm not repairing it because I'm side scraping, and when I'm side scraping, I know if I'm tracked I won't have a repair kit. So I was thinking of keeping the repair kit for some time, but now I thought that let's repair the engine because I'm not able to reverse faster. So I repaired my engine. Otherwise I had kept it because SPGs were hitting me on my track and they were tracking me. As you see, the SPG has hit and I am tracked. Now imagine if I was exposed when I was tracked and I didn't have a repair kit. I was toast. I was finished. Now as I said, this tank can take a lot of beating. You see how much damage I have done? 798 with premium rounds. That is not much, but how much damage I have absorbed? 2200, which is huge. It's more than the hit points of this tank. So if you angle this tank, this is a fantastic bouncer. You can just bounce a lot of shells. Tier 8s, tier 7s, tier 6s are going to struggle very much. But I don't think we ever face tier 6, so it's very rare, once in a year maybe. But tier 7s are going to struggle. Tier 9s you have to be careful because tier 9s can load gold and that gold can go through your armor very easily like butter. So you have to be careful around tier 9s and tier 10s. Tier 8s, even if they load gold and you're angling your armor quite well, hiding your lower plate, hiding your cupolas, then you don't have to worry much. Don't give them their flat side. I already reached 3400 bouncing, which is fantastic. What this tank can do is you can train your crews, Chinese heavy tank crews, very easily, because you're going to get a lot of experience by bouncing. And bouncing means you are actually facing the enemy heavy tanks, right? So that gives you a lot of experience. So training Chinese heavy tank crews is not a problem if you have this tank. Yeah, Kapula. That IS-3 was having a stock turret. Now Oni is an exception at tier 7. It has a good armor, so you have to use premium rounds. You cannot use normal rounds. And still I bounced. Shame. That was a bad shot by me. Try to aim at the center of mass. If you can aim at the center of mass, that is the overall tank's mass, then your tank penetration is going to be much better. Your shells are going to penetrate much easily. This is a pain in a butt, this tank, because it has a very good armor, but it has the same problem like this tank, that its penetration of its normal shell is very low. Although it's slightly better than this tank, it's 198 I believe, and look at him. First time he had extinguisher flames, and this time he did not have a fire extinguisher this time, because it takes time to cool down the fire extinguisher. I was very lucky over there. And the KV3 is saying we lose. Loss, they're saying, loss. So I went behind Progetto 46, but he had gone. So now the Emil is quite desperate. He's telling me to cap. He's telling me I cannot chase the MT. He's right actually, he's saying that I cannot chase a MT with the HT. But if you see, this tank has some speed. This tank is fast, it's not slow. For a heavy tank, yeah, it is fast. Now you're saying use your brain. As if I didn't have any brain while I was playing this game. I bounced 4500 damage and I have done 3400 damage and spotting of 640. So a combined damage of 4100, which is not bad actually, which is not bad for a tier 8 tank. 4100 combined damage is quite good for a tier 8 heavy tank. This looks like a very tight match now. Looks like that's the game. It's over. Oh, someone has come. It's the SPG and he has 3 shells. Thank God. So guys, this was the 112. Fantastic armor, bad gun, but you will survive. You have this tank. Use it for bouncing missions and for gaining a lot of experience. So if you like this video, hit the like button. Please share this video and subscribe to this channel if you are not yet subscribed. And as I always say guys, enjoy and have a nice day. Thanks guys.